and now chair, I really enjoy teaching. It's engaging, it's inspiring, it's refreshing. I get to bring up all of the lessons that I continually need to relearn myself. It's a great way to give back and contribute. Especially for everything that I received when I was a kid. When I was in school. And I've always loved being part of that process. And I've always seen myself as forever kind of a student. The only thing I've ever really wanted to do is just draw for a living and like contribute in some way. And that was ingrained like early. So the idea, or even to have the option and opportunity to do this, is fantastic. And working with students and seeing stories develop, and seeing that students voice in their work and their knowledge, and how informed they are, within their own voice, and how they want to apply that narrative or that story, or develop this project in one way, shape, or form, and see that evolution and development it's inspiring. It makes me feel like like I can do it all over again, and I can help somebody develop that voice or develop that story. And we can do it together in collaborative process, and then to see them move on and just kind of elevate up as they develop their own work. It's a great give and take. I get as much out of it as they do. Well, I guess the biggest moment recently was starting this graduate program, which was amazing, frightening, awesome, terrifying, all at once. But at the same time, it was a great opportunity to focus on a program that really was half creative writing and half visual art, and it was open. Everything that I loved, and everything that talking with peers, students, as well as faculty and friends. The idea of having those two be married in a graduate program, and it get greenlit, and we have students, and we just had our first graduation class. I mean, it was touching. It was amazing. It's beyond words. I haven't really stopped to think about it yet. I kind of don't want to. But the idea of being part of that and like really contributing to something new, which seems completely universal and common sense to me, and part of the experience that we're all doing here, and that happens in other mediums naturally. Just like having that happen, has been a humbling, an amazing thing. And then personally, just getting work. Like actually working for a living and drawing for a living. Like I'm set, man. Like this is all I ever wanted to do. So to even be able to do this, and people still call, and people come up and thank me, and read my stuff, and we can kind of have a conversation about it. Like contributing to that larger body of work, and those stories is, it's like a daily project, and a professional highlight. I'm just happy to be here. I guess my advice to those who are interested in all of this, whether my program or something else, I guess I would have to say, honesty in the work, and kind of understanding where you're coming from and what you're truly interested in. Everybody always says you should, write what you know, and I think that's totally true. But then also too, what about those interests and things that you don't know? That curiosity and that creativity and that ambition, is something to really pay attention to. And trying to get work, you should really only show the work that you want to do. Those who are smart enough, interested enough, and can see the talent with which you have, they're going to identify the work that you do and hire you for that. It's about how you do and what you say, that kind of defines those jobs and those careers now, especially when it comes to freelance and illustration. And then in comics and storytelling, it's a little bit of the same thing, but especially here, that uniqueness, those original stories and that vision. Everything under the sun has been done, but how about the way in which you've done it? That probably hasn't been done because you haven't done it. And really kind of defining and elevating, your understanding and knowledge of what's come before, and be informed enough to make your own decisions, and develop and enlighten your own stories, with that knowledge or that experience, it's only going to make it that much more impactful. And it becomes that stuff that we can't really quantify, that critics identify or write about, that's kind of that energy and motion that moves through it, and those are the things that, inspire an audience and inspire a generation, and, really can come through in the work that you do. So having that identity within your own work and your own self, and developing that confidence over time, those stories will just come. And it really is about paying attention to that, and kind of moving that through. Being part of OOSA has been great. I mean, everybody in here, the artist collective in total, I'm very honored to be part of it. I'm a fan of everybody's work that's here, easily inspired by a lot that they're doing. It's been great. It's been awesome. With the art shows and everything that Neil's after, I mean, it's very much in line with my own interests. So it's not just art sales and prints, and I think everybody within the group, is interested in so much more, individually and creatively than just being, an artist collective of sales, which is very much in line with what I'm interested in. And I'm really looking forward to collaborating on them with future collective projects and anthologies. So, it's great to just be part of such a creative collective.